Okay, I'm going to show you how to do an open edge cast on a plastic bed machine that don't have the gate pegs. They just have these little plastic things. And I'm not going to use a cast on comb. I'll be using Ravel card. So, what we want to do is bring your needles forward, however many you want to use. I'm going to use 15, and then take the Ravel card and start by putting a clip on the end, like that, without getting it tangled up. And then you want to come to the very left hand needle there and loop the Ravel card over that first needle, and then go under the second needle and over the third, under the fourth and over the fifth, under the sixth and over the seventh, and so on all the way across the row till you get to the end. And it goes pretty quickly because you're only looping the Ravel card over adjacent needles. And if you've got an odd number of needles, you'll end on the right with an empty needle, unless you had an even number of needles, and then obviously it would go over again, but in this case it doesn't, and that's fine. Excuse me. So that's what you end up with. You can see that. Push it back a bit and then bring it forward so you can see. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. And now what we want to do is thread our carriage up with waste yarn and knit one row to the left. And this is what you get. The stitches, sorry, the needles where you loop the Ravel card over them have knitted off, and the needles where you put the Ravel card under them, the Ravel card has just fell down in between and the needle has caught yarn in it, if you see what I mean. Probably talking gibberish, but hopefully you understand. And then we also want to put a clip on this loose end here. Now what we need to do is take both ends of the Ravel card and pull them tight, like that, and then pull them down, not yanking them down, just pull them just so it's taut, and then knit another row back slowly, and all the stitches should have knitted off. You'll find that this works better with less stitches. I've tried it on about 50 needles so far and that works. But you just have to try it and see what happens. So anyway, that's what you get on the third row, but this is technically the second row because the first was just the initial row. And anyway, after that we just need to knit another few rows slowly, because there's nothing holding it down. once you've knitted a few rows, about 5 or 6, you can then take this ravel card, take the clip off, and then just pull it out, like that. And then add weights, claw weights to the edges and in the middle if you want. And then just carry on knitting in your waste yarn until there's enough rows on there. Okay, that'll be enough for you to see. So I'm gonna take the yarn out of the carriage and cut it off. And now I'm gonna take this off the machine so you can see this. Stretch it a bit first. Okay, so obviously this will be waste yarn, and this is the edge that we've just finished with. As you can see, it's just unravelling, and this is the cast on edge, which is just live stitches. So it is possible to do an open edge cast on a plastic bed machine without the sinker posts. Because when you do an open edge cast on with a machine that does have sinker posts, you use the sinker posts to put the ravel card into. So there's something holding it down, so the rows can form properly. So we're just using the first row of knitting for the ravel card to pull down on, if you get me. So anyway, that's how you do the open edge cast on the plastic bed machine without using a cast on comb. So I hope you get to try this. Probably not something you'd use a lot, but I just like to try these things to see if they work, and it does. Normally I would just do the automatic cast on with the cast on combs provided if I was going to cast on with waste yarn. But anyway, that was the open edge cast on a machine without sinker posts. So thanks for watching.